Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another video, and and here we go again, you know. It's like, and how many times in a row now? Jeez. I just got off like another one recently, and now another one, you know. Sad to say. But this time we lost a director this time, and it's director Wolfgang Petersen. Passed away at the age of 81 of pancreatic cancer. Wolfgang Petersen, he's a German director who directed good films I enjoy. One of them, I'll start off right now. Directed one of my all-time favorite action films growing up, a childhood action film, and it's one of my all-time favorite action films. The director of Air Force One, Harrison Ford, Gary Oldman, Glenn Close, William H. Macy, among others. I don't know how many times I've said how much I love Air Force One. It's an all-time action classic, one of the best ones. I love Air Force One. I've already talked about this film a lot of times, so yeah. Wolfgang Petersen directed this film, and he also directed a fantasy classic as well from '84, and that is of the Never-Ending Story, the first one, which I've enjoyed that they were the first Never-Ending Story. How it was especially a sad moment, especially with this scene right here, you know. Another a fantasy classic. Yeah. The Never-Ending Story. Yeah. Never-Ending Story is another good classic. Then he also the one he directed, the one that was nominated for Oscars, was the World War II film, submarine film Das Boot, from '81. Das Boot starred Jürgen Prochnow, which also in Air Force One, he also used Jürgen Prochnow again as the Russian general that the terrorists wanted out of prison. But yeah, Das Boot he directed, and then also well, I have this one right here, which I was going to review during a certain time, where, you know, but Outbreak, with a good ensemble cast, you know, with Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman, Cuba Gooding Jr., Patrick Dempsey, Donald Sutherland, and Kevin Spacey. I was going to review this, but I think it would be not a perfect time at the time of 2020, you know, so. But I liked Outbreak, though, regardless, though. I'll eventually review it, don't worry. Other films that he directed. He directed the sci-fi film Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. He directed the thriller action film In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood. John Malkovich, he was the bad guy in that, who wanted to assassinate the President of the United States. Perfect Storm, it wasn't from 2000. It wasn't really my cup of tea. It starred George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg. John C. Reilly was in it as well. But Perfect Storm. I know there's probably some good actual water set pieces though. But the whole thing is I just really could never get into that movie though. And then 2004 you had Troy with Brad Pitt. That's another one wasn't my cup of tea though. And the last American film he did was the remake of the Poseidon Adventure called Poseidon from 2006. And then the last one he did was in 2016. That was he went back to do another German film, so that was technically his last film before he died. So, but the last American film he did was 2006 Poseidon. That which had Kurt Russell, Josh Lucas, and Richard Dreyfuss. I used to watch it. I watched it quite a few times. But I haven't seen it recently though. But that's the thing. I rather prefer that one to Troy or Perfect Storm. But I enjoyed the majority of them. You know, I mean, Das Boot I have not yet seen. Which was as I mentioned. Das Boot was '81 World War II submarine film called Das Boot. Starred Jürgen Prochnow. But I'll watch that one. I haven't got it though, but eventually I'll get it though. But I like Enemy Mine, Air Force One. I love to death. I like Outbreak. Never-Ending Story is a classic, and I like In the Line of Fire. And with Outbreak, like I said, But this has always been my favorite film from Wolfgang Petersen. It's a childhood action, all-time action classic for me. This is another classic, and this is another enjoyable film. You can say one of the best of the virus movies, you know, but especially with Outbreak, you know, back here, Roger Ebert gave this a positive review, saying one of the great scare stories of our time. I was hooked. Yeah, Roger Ebert said this. May he rest in peace. Even though I don't always agree on a lot of things he says on some films, though, but you know, to each your own. But these three I always enjoyed. So especially Air Force One, I love to death. So, but yeah, but Wolfgang Petersen, sad, you know, may he rest in peace. You know, he's directed some good films. Like I said, a couple of them I wasn't really big on though, but still, overall, he was a very I would say more than decent. I would say more than decent. I would say he was a pretty good director. Enemy Mine, like I said, Shatter. I forgot to mention another film from the '90s called Shattered. Starred Tom Berenger and Bob Hoskins. You know, I always like Bob Hoskins though, but I don't think I've never seen though. But maybe I'll look into it because I like Bob Hoskins. I like Tom Berenger. So, but Shattered, yeah. And also I like In the Line of Fire as well. But yeah, Wolfgang Petersen, another good director, is now gone now. But like I said, it's just the past few weeks now. It's just, you know, a lot of this is, you know, I was like, oh man, I was like, when I heard about Wolfgang, I was like, oh no, not another one. Jeez. I mean, how many in the past few weeks have I just talked about? You know, this year has been crazy. Yeah, lost a lot of talented people this year. A lot of talented people, comedians and actors and directors. So, sucks, you know. 2022 has been a crazy year. But anyway, once again, rest in peace to Wolfgang Petersen. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you next time.